You can't win, you can't break even, and you can't get out of the game. People keep saying things are gonna change, but they look just like they stay the same. You're getting way over your head, and you only got yourself to blame. You can't win, child. Can't break even, can't get out of the game. Yeah.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
All right. All right. What's going on, y'all? Let me go ahead and welcome a few people in. Hit the like button coming in, please. I always put energy into the stream. Black Pill, and we are going to be reviewing. Everybody probably already knows it, the breakdown, and just a few minutes of their interview with MOT, the president of the Black Manosphere. Anyway, let's go ahead and welcome some people. Bro, man, what's up? Adric, what's going on? Toya with the apple, what's going on? Yeah, you should have kept them though, Toya. Should have kept them apples, okay? Bro, man, I said now the RedPill tells them the truth. It's the reality of the situation that keeps them single and happy. Once you see the gynocracy, it's hard to just go back. It is true. They stay single because you see the options in front, plus the juice don't be worth the squeeze. Way off the hell. You got the Cheesecake Factory. That's an extreme. She's not as extreme as you think. Afro National, what's up? Andre, what's up? Hey, what's going on, Pookie Truth? What's happening? And did you get a chest now, man? Instead of the bird chest you had, did you get yourself a chest? And been done correctly? Is that the give a fuck men need to in this life? Father should have taught. Essentially, that's true. Jeopardy music. And it's a ninja person. What's up? King Kazan, what's up? And crushing a quesadilla. I did that yesterday. Paul, what's up? Brian, what's up? Dave Tao, what's going on? Pharaoh, what's up? Black Pill, what's going on? Black Man Image, what's going on? Hey, what's going on, Dr. T? What you doing? Dr. T was on my Patreon stream yesterday, man, giving his wisdom because he teaches the fences as part of his course. So the fences movie is part of his course every year, every semester. So he was coming and giving us dropping us some dimes on fences. Had a good discussion. I may play I think it's safe to play the after portion of it after the film, so there's no copyright. Dr. Thunder, what's going on? I'll speak to what it is about online being more real in a minute. Craig, what's up? Wrench Turner, what's happening, man? Chief Mike. See, Chief Mike's living a dream, man. Chief Mike is down there doing his gig, man, on the beach, right off the beach. He's probably out there, man. He got a little lobster joint right off the beach, man. Rogish, what's up? Oops. Every time I looked at that picture, I said, why should you do that? I said, and that was the work of perfection. Why she mess with it anyway? I was just looking. I said, girl, if I'd been your man, you said you better not. You better not. I told her you better not even think about it. Keep me single and happy as fuck. Mr. Pump and Dump, what's up? Shannon Green, what's up? Charles, what's up? Silent Warrior, what's happening? Oh, okay. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah. Appreciate that, Rich Turner, for the $5. Hurricane Greg, what's happening? Valeri, what's happening, man? You still in Nigeria? Even Stephen Crowder getting red pills because of the divorce. That's true. Pro marriage, folks getting burnt. Yeah, they're gonna have to change some laws, man. Tim Harden, what's Timothy Harden? What's going on? Are you Timothy Harden with the crossover? Checking in from Dallas. Oh yeah, Dallas. Yep, it's my hometown, man. Where I was born. What's up, Charles? When do male Spencers tell other men who are fathers and husbands what to do about relationships? When they get a platform. Okay. Indigo Flow, what's up? Prince, what's up? Sam C, what's up? Black in the Middle, what's up? Sao Chi, what's up? They're taking the exception of the few for the majority. Another case of not seeing the forest for the trees. Oh, you're grading papers. You get on your gig, man, because a student, man. We want to see what our grades looking like, so we know how much we can slack off. How about them Ravens? Oh, as soon as I was about to, yeah, I don't know what happened with the. I'm not even gonna question what happened to the stream, man. They do what they want. Okay, Art Bunker, what's up? Let's see. Oh, grilling steaks. Okay, okay, I heard that. LXT, what's going on? They're holding, man. Math is me and that math man is killing us, man. Yeah, he's not grasping it like he should. All right, let's go ahead and Rahama, what's going on? Jeffrey, what's going on? David, Dollar Washer, what's going on? See, JT, SLM Fitness. Dr. Dunbar, what's up? PhD's checking in. Mr. Shug to you. Beach hashtag BGS was right. And what's up? Okay. All right. That is Sidereal. What's up? 1D Forever. What's up? All right. Let's get through. Let's get him. Let's get it going. All right. Let's get some of the things out of the way, right? So I'm gonna get a couple things off my chest before we actually dig into it. Um, I just want to say something real quick because I was talking to a sub of mine, man, a patron of mine over the weekend, and he's in, he does, he's into marketing. He's also into, you know, um, whatever his company does, they deal in influence, right? They deal in political influence, all this kind of stuff, right? He was saying to me is that um, he was listening to what was going on over the last week about the table stuff and the fear porn. Okay, fear porn tax. Okay, I'll put some up. Well, you see fear porn all the time, man. Um, Adrian. We had this discussion keep it 100, right, about the table and about Pearl being a tool and all this kind of stuff, right? And it was getting frustrated because I was going around in circles. So I was talking. He was talking to me about it, right? And what he was saying to me is that I simplify things. I simplify things down to the point where the basic person can understand it. That's the whole point of doing all this reading and distilling and cutting it down to the point where you can actually distill it to the point where it's concentrated enough to where people can actually get a key. They can get an entry point, without reading 20 books or reading 20 hours worth of articles or whatever, right? In gathering this knowledge over years, right? How can you boil it down to its essence, give them what they need to understand the subject, or the essence of what you're trying to convey to them, right? And so when you do that, it looks easy. In other words, okay, I get it, it's correct, blah blah blah. So now I'm an expert too, and you're not. You know, and you're not an expert, okay? And the thing is, what frustrates me is you get people that will listen to you, and listen to your work and listen to the simplified version of the work, and then try to debate you on their simplified understanding of the work, okay? Like the table, okay? Try to simplify it to where they can actually understand it, because they don't understand what you're talking about, okay? Life is a negotiation. It always is, okay? Between men and women, I don't care where you go. If it's somebody, even if you're out in nature by yourself, right? You have to come to the table of nature, because you got to survive in that environment, okay? You got to make peace with your environment so you can eat, drink water, find your food. You have to come to the nature's table and negotiate with nature on nature's terms, okay? What is it going to what do you have to do to get what you need, and what is it going to give back to you, okay? Same thing in the United States, okay? I don't care what you say, 80% of black men still have to deal with black women. 90% of the people that listen in the black manosphere still deal with black women on some level, okay? Whether it's whether it's pump and dump, whether it's spinning plates, whether it's shacking up, whether it's marriage, whether it's being a baby daddy versus baby mama, you're gonna have to come to the table and negotiate. And the kind of women that are out there is going to determine what kind of results you're going to get. And all this stuff influences everything else. I don't care who the fuck you are. You come to the table, okay? And on the online so-called gender war, okay, when we first got here, the women weren't talking to you because they were on the other side of the fence shaking their finger, right? They wouldn't talk, they wouldn't listen, they would hear none of it. Right? They didn't want to hear what you had to say. They didn't want to hear what your plight was. They didn't want to hear what your concerns were at all, on any level. Which is one reason why the manosphere was created in the first place, because they wasn't hearing us. We wanted to be heard, and they weren't hearing us. And he used to get this complaint all the fucking time. They weren't hearing us. What are we gonna do about these women? And what are we gonna say about them? How are we gonna learn about these women? BGS. What about them? I always used to say, man, the economics. Women are controlled by the environment. Okay, the economics and the environment and the political environment will always bring them back to the middle. Okay, the economics, the political environment, the social environment, all this stuff. Because guess what? All across the globe, the same thing is happening, right? And guess what they're forcing all the women back to do? They're taking away things, right? They're forcing women back to the middle. Even the feminists, because um, they put women, they socialize women to be men and sit in a men's spot and do what men do. But guess what? They don't want to be men. They don't want to be breadwinners. They don't want to be providers. Okay. Even the second wave feminists are forcing women back to the middle. Okay. The middle is where you already are. They're coming back to the table. In fact, they're already back to the table. That's why we're debating now about the war being over. Okay, when I heard the divestors talk about they have to be nicer to men, black men especially, right? It's because you got to give them what you want. Because at the end of the day, you might not have a choice. And when Samantha Cooker and this other chick, divestor, said divestor movement dress you made it worse for black women. and we're going to have to learn how to be better. We're going to have to look at ourselves instead of looking at the men. Okay, that's the table. Now they're back here trying to figure out what the fuck you want. Samantha Cooker said the same thing. You got to figure out what they want. What it is it that they want, whether you're going to give it to them or not. You're going to have to figure out what they want. all these all these purple pill females showing up online and getting getting what they call it, black women's accountability sector now, that I'm hearing that's a new hashtag for the group of women coming back in, having women look at themselves and holding women accountable for their actions. Okay, I remember back 10 years ago with MGTOW. Okay, MGTOW was small because it wasn't time yet. There was a tiny group of men that were abstaining from dating. Okay, sex is necessary. Abstaining from relationships. Now 61% of all men in the United States do what? They're not in relationships. 61% of all men haven't all young men haven't had sex in a year, according to that study. And that was right after the COVID. The thing is, according to that study, when white women are complaining about the same shit, right? Not enough men. Men are not dating. Men are not taking me out. They're not looking at me. They're not noticing me. They're not touching me. So 61% of your men went from like 5% MGTOW, or maybe less than 5% MGTOW in 10 years. Now it's 61% MGTOW. Why? Because the environment changed. When the environment changes, women have to change. So the table's already set. Oh, I don't. It said, BGS, you trying to create a table. I have to fucking create a table. The environment created the goddamn table already. They're already back. And they're already negotiating. It's for a peace settlement right now. That's what's going on right now. The peace talks going on. The ceasefire is already there for the most part. You might hear some scattered shots here or there. For the most part, the peace fire, the ceasefire is already there. Ceasefire is already there. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is Pearl. Number one, Pearl is not, never was, never has been part of the black manosphere. Pearl just happened to be in London, and the only people that she could get to come to her show was African and Caribbean men coming to her show to be on her panel. Those are people that were there. They happen to be black. Okay, so she made her show out of the people that came. She didn't actually go out and look for them. Those are the people that were recruited to come to her show. It's good. She was never part of the black manosphere, never said she was, right? The thing is, she's spitting red pill stuff, and those are black faces in front of her. And as my patient was telling me, he said, that is the way it's done in politics, okay? Talking points go first. Ideas go first. You have to get a consensus first before anything gets passed. Before anything gets done on the surface, all this stuff has to be built up underneath, just like a seed. Seeds don't grow on top of the ground. Okay, seeds grow underneath, and you don't notice the plant until it erupts. After the roots are all spreaded and the plant actually erupts to the top of the soil. But after that, before that, all their work is already done. It works the same way in politics. Okay, before anything is done, it's got to get a consensus. So if somebody's willing to go out without you paying them, without you telling them anything, that wants to use your talking points, wants to use your knowledge, want to use your message for her own gain, by all means, work for free. That is the essence of a tool. A tool is useful to whatever project that you're trying to go for. An advocate and a tool are not the same thing. Okay. An advocate is a believer. A tool is not. A tool can be witting or unwitting. Now, I don't know what definition niggas have of tools. Okay. I don't know. But the thing is, People arguing over little words. Motherfuckers don't understand politics, especially not even local politics, much less national politics or geopolitics. These cats ain't watched C-SPAN a day in their life. They don't know how sausage is made. All they know is it comes on a bun and it might have some onions and relish on it. That's all they know. They don't know how it's made. It just shows up one day. But things they want to argue about it. I get tired of arguing about people about something I've been doing for 30 years because you don't know shit. Just like we're getting ready to get into this red pill stuff with MOT. You don't know shit. Okay? Just like the women up there. Y'all been here fucking 5, 6, 7 years in a red pill space. You don't even know the basics of the goddamn red pill. You don't even know the basics. Basic questions about what the red pill is, what it means. And you tell them what's part of the red pill. No, it ain't. That ain't part of the red pill. Motherfucker, go back and look. Anyway, let's go. That got that off my chest. Let's get into it. Any attention is good attention. They just want to get you activated. They don't need to get me activated. I don't need to be activated. I don't need to be activated. The thing is, what I need them to do is fucking if they catch up, I wouldn't have to keep teaching the same shit over and over again. That's the problem. That's why they keep arguing over the same shit, because they don't study. Okay, you're in first grade forever. They said the manosphere don't change, motherfucker. You don't change. You're still arguing the same shit because you don't read, you don't study. Okay, you go from video to video, looking at new people coming in that don't know shit, instead of going back to the basics and learning it for yourself. Yeah, them needing content doesn't mean shit. Content is easy. You got a whole globe full of content. Okay, TikTok is tons of content. Instagram's tons of content. Okay, you got 100 newspapers, thousands of newspapers and blogs. Okay, on any one thing that you want. You can go to Medium, right, and get feminist content. Okay, there's content all over the place. They don't need content from me. Okay, get your dumb ass off the couch. I was trying to explain that using the analogy of Mongols using birds to conquer a city. The birds weren't under direct control of the Mongols. No, they're not. No, they weren't. Anyhow, let's go ahead and get this party started. I'm gonna go do a reaction to does the red pill keep black men uh, single and unhappy? See if I can let me go back in history and go ahead and load this up. Because every time I listen to this stuff, man, and then you really, most time I don't even listen to it because I can't stand to hear him talk. Well, I'm sure he's glad KS passed because because KS was putting pressure on him. Okay, because KS was doing shit he couldn't. So in other words, he was glad KS passed. That means you're a gynocrat, just like the women. That's what it means. But you think you call yourself Black Manosphere? You call yourself Black Manish, but you sound like the bitches. How's that work? Let's see. Go ahead, present, share, and we'll see how much we can actually get through this. We are already like 30 minutes in. Before my knucklehead gets home and wants me to help with homework. Okay.
Whole thing. But it was super productive because
Give me a 1 if you guys can hear this.
I was basically another spring clean, and that's been a while because I'm taking like 2 years worth of I like to shop, child. So
yeah, sometimes like that,
And y'all pretty much told them what my entire time within the space.
I'm referring to my husband. That red pill is good if you're able to take the knowledge, able to use it and apply it. Application is key. apply it, and then you move on and you do what you have to do. But you do have some men that come in the space. I would almost say get stuck here, and it's like they're stuck
Look.
in a drain.
Mhm.
And the conversation revolves solely around women and relationships as opposed to self-improvement and building, and it not necessarily being anti-relationship, but it's not necessarily about building. But MOT,
It's not necessarily about building. Okay. How much do they really know about the red pill? Okay. Most of the cats that are in the red pill, um, especially the ones that really started, were college graduates. Okay. The two guys that started MGTOW. Okay. Well, all your MRMs. Okay. And most of your uh, uh, red pill pickup artists were all college graduates. All of them. Most of these cats are not what they call the dusties. These are not poor guys. These are not kids that can't rub two nickels together. This movement started with sophisticated people. Okay, most of the blogs, most of the red pill blogs back in the day, Roller Tomasi and the Dow Rock were married. Roller Tomasi was called the godfather of the red pill, right? They call him the godfather of the red pill. Married, he'd been married for 25 years. Dow Rock was married for 30 years. All those cats were married. What the fuck you talking about?
I want you to start us off and tell us, why do you think the red pill was designed to keep men single and
Oh,
happy?
we jumping
All
right
right.
in.
All right. So
Sorry.
so I came to this summation at this point by looking at my entire time within the space. So let's say
Mhm.
2015 to like present. And I'm
Mhm.
just going to be objective with we naming names today. All right. So
Concrete, you ready, girl? It's
I'm
about to be a
ready.
damn show.
I'm listen. I'm
so
ready.
so
Concrete, don't let your sisterhood show too much, girl.
Listen, I
but
can't make no
but you got
promises, but I'm ready.
but you got to hear me out though. And there's a reason why the women need to be in charge of the red pill at this point. I'm going
Period.
to go in. I'm going to go in.
See, women need to be in charge of red. Didn't I tell you they were gynocrats? He's a motherfucking gynocrat. What I tell you? Gynocrat. Well, at least we get it out. Okay? Why are you in the black manosphere if you're a gynocrat? Why?
Into that as well.
Come on,
And
President, talk to him. Shit, I'm the vice president of the manosphere, in
yeah,
case y'all
yeah,
didn't know. Come on,
yeah.
Prez.
All right, so let's go through it. All right, let's go before Kevin Samuels blew up. Let's go when BGS was at his peak. We're talking about 7 years ago. BGS was sizing people down like ripe corn. He was still on some
Mhm.
bullshit, but
I was 7 years ago. I was at my peak. 7 years ago. Okay, that would be what is it? That would be 20. Was it? That would be what 2015, 2016. I was at my peak. Bullshit. Okay.
at the end of the day, the information that he had was correct. The information that
Okay,
he had about the history was correct.
so we got you on tape
Yeah,
agreeing to something that BGS said.
Okay.
7 years ago. 7 years ago.
Listen.
Hold on. Let me pull it up.
Guys, the bottom line is this: BGS is right.
What's up, boss? You believe that? You hold on. Oh no. Do you believe that? Huh? Oh no. Ah! Oh no. Come on. Do you believe?
Okay. That's out of the mouth of your enemy, right? Out of the mouth of your enemy, right?
7 years
What's the
ago.
minute mark? What's the minute?
We at the 6:42 minute mark.
But you
Yeah,
heard him clarify talking about this was 7 years ago. At that point in
yeah,
time, I agree with what he said.
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so when they had like the BGS for women, the first BGS for women,
Mhm.
when he was trying to have a conversation, and y'all pretty much told him what the solution was.
They told me what the solution was.
The
Anyway,
solution was y'all got to walk away and walk off. That's what the solution was. Because this is before like the Melanie Kings, the all these people who can just grab this information and did something else with it, right? Because the actual answer to the question was quite obvious that you are trying to get something that somebody else got for free. And
What?
men have failed for the actual ability
What?
of believing in free pussy.
What? What? What the hell is he fucking talking about? Free pussy? What the hell are you talking about? Pussy ain't never been free for nobody.
They fell for that shit.
What?
Like the red pill was meant to sell no sex in the champagne room to most of these guys.
What?
Like they didn't know that most of these dudes that was parroting pretty much the same talking points, none of these dudes got off the field. None of these dudes were even dating women like that. Like everybody knew so much about female nature, but people were spending all the time that they would usually be dealing with.
What? Most of the guys, especially especially early in the red pill, right? Okay, they already had relationships. Most of the guys from 25 to I say 45, right? 25 to 55 had had broken relationships, had been married, had kids, had been divorced, were separated. Okay, pregnancy scares, even the monks. Man, why do you think most of the monks became monks? They weren't monks. They weren't monks because they never had sex. They weren't monks because they were never married or didn't have kids. Like 100% of the monks when I first come up, especially MGTOW monks, were all guys over 45. Uh, had a bunch of relationships, had a bunch of sex, had kids, had got run through the family courts, all that shit. How you get run through the family courts if you never had women, never had dates? How's that work? Even now, how's that work?
With female nature online overnight talking to other men. Like, okay, so you guys got female nature figured out. You're not out here getting Walmart heiresses or like Paris Hilton or none of that shit off the table. You're out here talking to other lost and broken men about these supposed expertise that you have. And it didn't make any sense. And it's like, okay, the whole point of learning this information is going to be exposed the moment there's practical application. Practical application always let people know exactly where people are at. Look,
In other words, he's a gynocrat. Look at him. He's a gynocrat just like everybody else. Okay? He has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. He doesn't. He's giving you nothing. He's giving you nothing concrete. But this is over. We're gonna give him a chance. He's giving you nothing concrete.
I think it's good information. But if you don't apply the information, like my grandfather used to call these people like a connoisseur of actual counseling, where these people would go in and get 1,000 hours of counseling and they would fall back into the same rut. Then they would go get counseling again and fall into the same rut. Why? They knew what the answers was. They just wanted to listen to the answers being said over and over again, but they didn't want to go out and experiment.
Apply it.
Yeah, because they wanted someone else to fix the entire system for them, so that way they can have a turnkey system to where they can have a one and done, so that way they wouldn't have to invest any kind of time into actually experimenting.
Well, the whole thing, we'll get into that, but about the whole rise of Kevin Samuels turning the so-called educated lames, okay, into high-value men. Then by them applying the information. Coach Greg Adams teaches a whole. You can hear stories about this on the white side because they read blogs and they read testimonies, right? We don't really do that on this side. They have whole channels where they actually read results of men, of white men and black men, about what they did in their marriages, how they got rid of, how they got out of a bad marriage, how they got into a new relationship, all that stuff. The thing is that these niggas don't know, okay?
There's no experimentation point.
So you're saying that the red pill works if it's applied?
Yes.
So how does it keep men lonely? How does it keep men lonely if the red pill doesn't work? Just contradicted yourself, but go ahead.
So you're not against the red pill. You're saying that the red pill does work if it's applied properly.
Yes.
Okay. That kills the whole title. Anyway, keep going.
You're not speaking against red pill.
No, no.
I just want to make sure that I'm laying some things out clear, because people like to take bits and pieces of a conversation and add their own context to it.
Yeah, I know. Bravo Alpha Novembers. I know. They're here for content creation. They're not here to solve problems.
No, because what I've noticed about the manosphere is definitely not a monolith. But what we do have a manosphere trying to do, the manosphere will paint Black women out to be a monolith, but themselves they don't want
to paint Black women as a monolith. Y'all paint yourselves as a monolith. Okay. Y'all paint yourselves as monoliths. Okay. Basically, we have cut women down from size to class to education to location. Okay. Broken it down to the ends from who's a side chick, who's a girlfriend, who's a wife. But we paint you as a monolith. Y'all paint yourselves as monoliths. We don't.
To be considered a monolith. And
there's a marketing strategy to that. You want to talk about that?
What's the marketing strategy?
The marketing strategy is that you don't have to be responsible for what you pick. You're going to get consequences no matter what you pick. So go pick anything, even if it's the low-hanging fruit, because guess what's going to cause you the most amount of problems? The low-hanging fruit, which is going to cycle you back.
Actually, the low-hanging fruit is a ratchet baby mama, which we counsel against. Okay, if you want low-hanging fruit, you get you a 250 a poor, uneducated 250-pound baby mama. Get pussy all day. That is the lowest hanging fruit. We always counsel against the low-hanging fruit. Otherwise, baby mamas will actually be up on the what? They'll be the first ones up. The first one's on the table, right? Right? If we believe in low-hanging fruit, right?
To listening to more and more complaints. Because see, none of these red pill dudes have got to quality women with this so-called red pill information and this so-called information about female nature.
Wait a minute, MOT. Hold on. Well, go ahead, Concrete, because I'm just making sure.
No, I thought that it was very key for you to highlight the fact that the information that's being disseminated is not being applied, because I feel like young men and men in the space, men that are listening to red pill messaging, oftentimes are being robbed of their own opportunity to study female nature firsthand, because literally a lot of these men have very limited experiences with women. But they're going based off of what someone else is telling them, and they're taking that as Bible, and they're not studying women and studying the actual subject matter by going out and having real world experiences. So I literally had something related to that in my notes, because the best way to find out about female nature is to have experiences with women, as opposed to listening to someone else's experiences with women and taking that as Bible. Because also, in addition to that, every man is different, so your experiences are not going to mirror that of someone else's.
I mean, most of these men are lying though. Like, okay, so this is what I'm saying. So how do you have people who have things under control paired up with people who have no experience, paired up with people who claim that they're still married, but they're all here in the same space complaining about the same product? Somebody's lying in this scenario.
How? They can all be complaining. They complain about different things.
And it could be everybody. For me, it's everybody. Because like me, I don't believe in female nature. And let me actually break down.
You don't believe in female nature? Oh my goodness. All right. Appreciate you, Silent Warrior.
What my definition of female nature is, so that way people can understand what we're actually talking about. I don't believe in female nature the way that it's presented by the red pill. I think female nature is a baseline activity that a woman is going to act like within an environment that is legally allowed.
At least if you're gonna use my shit, at least give me the goddamn credit, okay? That's what I hate, man. If you at least are going to use what I say, because me and Nameless Protagonists have been saying that for the last 6 years. At least if you're gonna use our shit, at least call our name, okay? Say my name. Now, you guys have heard me say that shit about women and the environment for how long? For damn near 10 years. Damn near 10 years I've been saying the same shit. But this motherfucker thinks that that's his definition. Motherfucker, you just use my definition. dumbass. I was just saying that. You give somebody like distill it down and give them 10% of what you know, okay, to where they can actually understand it. They think they're an expert. He thinks he's an expert. He ain't done no work. He ain't done no work. He ain't done no studying. He's ripping off what he hears from everybody else and then trying to make it his own by puffing out his chest. Motherfucker, I said that 10 years ago. But at least if you're gonna use it, give me credit.
And the man who chooses to deal with her. That's the other 50% of the actual female nature.
Motherfucker, if you're gonna use my shit, at least give me credit. Dumbass. Dumbass. But yeah, but BGS peaked out 7 years ago. BGS doesn't know what he's talking about. BGS is lying now. Dumbass. Elevate yourself.
Damn right. Come on, MOT. Let's talk to him today.
Because at the end of the day, if a woman didn't have endless options and choices, then her female nature wouldn't really mean shit. She would just be on a whole bunch of bullshit and wouldn't nobody mess with her.
She's on bullshit now and people ain't messing with her. Okay? She's on bullshit now and people ain't messing with her. Dumbass.
Because female nature is only female nature when she has a bunch of people who still want to deal with her anyway. And it's not like these women ain't got track records online.
Female nature is only female nature when there's a bunch of people that will deal with her. What? What? What does that mean? I'm gonna let it play. See what the fuck he means, because that's why it's hard for me to get through a whole bunch, an hour of these people talking, man, because I would be stopping and throwing shit every 2 seconds, right? What do they say about a little bit of knowledge? Okay, it's a dangerous thing because you become what they call a compound. What my teacher called it compound ignorance. You go from simple ignorance where you don't know shit and you just need to learn, right? Need to be taught, right? To compound ignorance where you get a little bit of knowledge, but you think that you're an expert and nobody can tell you because you think that you're right. This is what I'm talking about. This is what my patron was telling me. He was trying to say, man, don't get yourself down. He said maybe you should just go ahead and elevate it and let the chips fall away where they may, right? Because they're taking I make the concept simple enough to where people can get an entry point. Okay, that's my whole key. Okay, I think last week I was talking to Sauchi. We talked about the gold standard, right? And we're going deep into the gold standard, how it was set up and what it meant, and what the what the what the mechanisms were, and what the advantages over gold standard versus the fiat system and vice versa were, right? We just going through that, right? But we're simplifying it, right? We're simplifying it. Now, if me and Sauchi and the other brother had really got into the gold standard and got deep into it, would have been, instead of 100 people listening to it and knowing what we're talking about, would have got 2. And after a while, probably only 1, because I'd be the only one that actually knew what I was talking about. Okay, you can't do that, especially on a panel, right? Because that's not what you're there for. You're not there to geek out over about what the little shit that the little esoteric niche knowledge that you have. You're trying to broaden it out so people can actually understand why your system works the way it works. But the thing is, you can't do that if they can't understand it. They can't go through 5 years of study to figure out the gold standard. You can't go through 30 years trying to figure out female versus male nature on different levels. And these 2 chicks were my students. Now, why? And most of you, them cats like MOT, hated the fucking hated the goddamn BGS for women. They hated it at the time. Okay, they hated it back then. But that was my peak. Fuck out of here. Anyway, peak. Continuing.
They didn't burn multiple people. They got baby mamas and abortions by multiple people. But when you got the line wrapped around the block, and you still got people up in the asking price, she can kind of formulate her female nature on the fly.
It's not Jesus Christ. That's females dysfunction, but it's okay.
She can really formulate, like, and what men don't understand about that is that, let's say you have no experimentation. Now you think every woman becomes a monolith because you have no experimentation. And the people who are actually doing this to you is like the stages of grief. You know, but what they've done, if they've taken the actual first part and the last part out of it, because the last stage of grief is acceptance. The red pill doesn't lead you to acceptance of the situation. So at some point, they got to kick you out of the red pill because you just can't sit in first grade of the red pill for the rest of your life. You got to get the hell up out of here and prove that you're actually dealing with women out here before you keep running your mouth and keep trying to go to TikTok and have another video that you responded to about how some random ass woman in a state that you don't even live in, on a street that you don't even know, on a zip code that you can't even find on the map, acting a damn fool. What does that have to do with your actual experience going out there and actually dealing with other people? Again, most of these people.
Now he's a Spencer. He ain't got no kids, never been married, right? But he's got all this experience on women. Really? Really? Where's yours, sir?
Want to get to the woman without the productivity piece. I'm sorry. The days of free pussy is over. All these dudes lying about how they had access to all these fucking women. Here's the thing. Why are you claiming the women and the women ain't claiming you? What's that about? You know what I'm saying? This is why I say these dudes are lying out here.
Wait. Hold on. Just on that quick point, does that mean that a man is seeking out validation if he's wanting to be claimed by women out loud and to other men?
No, that's a bitch ass nigga. I don't give a fuck about what woman chooses you, nigga. I don't care about that shit. That ain't power. You know what power is? Not even bringing women up at all and still having access to them. That's what real power is. Because if you put it in the hands of a braggadocio bitch ass nigga, that's all you ever gonna hear.
Well, so why are you here? Talking about women. Instead of talking about power, which you don't understand. You don't even understand that. Don't even understand that. Because I hear them talk about politics. Okay, you're going. You spend more time going after the guys in the red pill than actually talking about what you're talking about. If that was the case, it would show on your channel and your compatriots channel, which it doesn't. Okay, you talk about the same shit we talk about.
There's loud motherfuckers claiming that they fucking run shit around women with no fucking proof. I'm like, if you run women, okay, how come there ain't no fucking legislation? If you got a Pied Piper of all these fucking bitches out here, how come the legislation is still fucked up that everybody talking about? How come the child care system is still fucked up? How come the child support system ain't fixed? How come the child custody, the actual alimony for people who got their shit together? Dumbass niggas who don't have their shit together, who want some 50-50 shit. Don't talk about alimony. You're too fucking broke for alimony. But
wait a minute.
See, this is an old spinster that's frustrated. Okay, because his life passed him by. He sounds way more feminine than the women do. So why don't you just go over to the female side and with Cynthia G and with the Divestors and with Chrissy and all the other ones and join ranks with them, because that's the side that you should be on. That's the side that you should be on, because you sound they're nicer than you are. Go over there.
Because you're going fast now. You're going very fast. Baby, let me ask you, because you talked about things that men have put into place. Are men putting too much blame on women for laws that they actually incorporated and facilitated?
It doesn't matter what law's on the books. If you want to go dick first into a bad situation, you're going to pay the consequences over it. That ain't all women's fault. It ain't all women's fault at all. Just like when a woman goes into an abusive relationship and she stays her ass there through multiple times, you know what I'm saying, quote unquote, hard foundation days and explaining bullshit to people when we know it's fucking abuse. At some point, we got to bring this responsibility down to the individual.
Let me read these super chats and concrete. I know you're ready with your question.
Okay.
Shout out to Black Wizard. Thank you so much, Black Wizard. I'm so happy to see you. He says it's one thing to say red pill keeps men single and unhappy, and another to say that it's designed for that. Red pill was designed to give men info to make different choices. Whether that's happening or not is debatable. What are your thoughts in regards to this statement? And thank you, Black Wizard.
My thoughts on that is, why did they go from not even talking to women to hanging out with men online?
Clarify that for us.
Okay, so you didn't know how any of this shit worked. You found out how it worked. Now you are a permanent resident of listening to men online complain about women 24 hours a day. Did you actually win with the red pill information? The answer is no. You just wanted to find acceptance that there was something wrong with the crop of women out here without even going out and experimenting on your own.
Well, how did they get here in the first place, nigga? What made them come here in the first place? Really, what made them come here in the first place? You think they just wandered off, like 17 years old, wandered here with their dick in their hand? Do you actually listen to what they're talking about and what they continue to deal with? Just we had plenty of guys online, okay, uh, hell, in the red pill, banging baby mamas, okay, dealing with multiple women, dealing with some of them married, okay, some are married, a lot of them divorced, and dating and going through dates with crazy women still today, okay, still today. What are you talking about?
That's all it is.
But
Like,
so men, and I'm sorry, Concrete, I promise. But men will say MLT.
Now, Black Wizard right there is married with a kid. Black Wizard is married with a kid. He's in the red pill space. Is he one of them guys?
See, I don't have to look and why I don't have to experience women in a certain way to know what's happening. The laws are saying that 70% of, and these stats have been debated and debatable, that 70% of women file for divorce. The custody laws are generally in women's favor. You have
okay.
law. You have the results of men that are getting divorced, that are getting taken for alimony, which a very small percentage of men pay alimony. I think that's like less than 10%. I almost
Yeah,
want to say
yeah.
it's like 5% of men pay alimony. You know, the majority of men end up paying child support, but of course they have a child. But you have men that are saying that we see these things. Why would we subject ourselves to marriage under the current state? Why would we subject ourselves to a marriage when we see how the laws are working? What is your response to that?
I don't care about a man's ability to get married or get pussy within this environment. That's a personal problem. I don't give a shit about them getting access to sex. That has nothing to do with the situation. Listen, if you know there's a problem with the laws, I'm gonna ask you what party that you're a part of, and I'm gonna ask you, have you organized around trying to change the laws? If you have not trying to change the laws, you need to shut all the way the fuck up about anything that's happening in society. Because if you wanted to change, your ass would be out there on the picket line.
Yeah, they've been out there on the picket line. You've had even before what we call the black manosphere or the red pill, because the red pill is a big sphere, right? In fact, let me show it to you, okay? Let me show it to you because most motherfuckers they had no idea what the red pill is, right? Let me go ahead and show it to you because their version of what the red pill is, okay? Their version of what the red pill is. Let me show you the first chart, okay? This particular thing is the red pill, okay? Let's see. What is it? Oh, present. There we go. Send out video. What? Why is it not letting me do it? Let's take this down. Let's put that down. Present. Share screen. Okay. Window. There we are. Okay. This is the original red pill, circa 2011, right? Okay. 2011, right? Like 4 or 5 years before MOT got there. Okay. This is the circle of the red pill, right? The groups, right? How they intersect. Okay. The original red pillars were what? Men's right activists, right? Talked about the divorce, the no fault divorce, child support, alimony, all that shit, right? Those are the original guys, okay? Circa 1979, I do believe, men's right activists, right? 79, okay? Pickup artists, circa 1995, okay? Second arm of the red pill, okay? MGTOW was the last addition to the red pill, which is the protest movement against the state. He gave you nothing. He gave you nothing about anything, right? About how did the red pill itself? He said the red pill actually works if you applied it. So how does the red pill keep men lonely? How does it keep them unmarried? And it may keep them unmarried because guess what? The laws that you're up against and the rate of divorce, especially in the black community, is 70 fucking percent. The average black marriage lasts 5 years. Okay, that's what keeps men unmarried. 55% of the law of the voters, 60% of the voters are what? Female. I don't care what party you join. I don't care what you propose, how many pickets you put out there. The majority of guys majority guys and the vast majority of women are not siding with you. Okay, you're not going to get it through. There have been black organizations against massive child support. Okay, against alimony, movements to bring the family back together. Remember the Promise Keepers of 1989, from 1989 to I think it was 2003, 2001, 2003, destroyed by the feminists. Big ass movement, sold out stadiums, right? Did it change any of the fucking laws? No, it didn't. You know what changed the laws? Men dropping out, men leaving. The MGTOWs had it right. Okay, the laws weren't going to change because it wasn't in the state's interest. Okay, the laws started changing. Why? When the MGTOWs and the black manosphere started to say, "Fuck it, we're going to drop out. Basically, we got to get enough momentum to where men will actually get rid of their social conditioning and drop out." Motherfucker does not know what the fuck he's talking about. Okay? He's an old he's an old female spinster that's frustrated. Okay? I don't care what party you join, it's not gonna matter. The only thing that matters is the environment. The only thing that matters is environment. Okay? Mississippi Delta. No, they don't. They don't know. They never studied it. You know, they don't know the history. Talking to Marcus about the red pill, he knows what the fuck it was. It's always Jermaine's fault. 11th commandment. That's why you've been sacrificed on that cross, right? On that scarecrow cross, right? Because you can't win. All right, let's go back to it. Okay, continuing. We go through a few more minutes of this, man, because basically he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. That's proven.
You will be donating to people so that way things can actually work. That's how politics work. No one's gonna do this stuff on your behalf. You're just gonna sit back in the cut and complain until there's a perfect system. That's not how anything has ever worked. You have to go. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I thought you were wrapping up. I just wanted to say, like, it seems to me, and I don't know how red pill is practiced within, white spaces or other spaces outside of the black spaces that it's practiced in. And it seems to me that it was essentially niggified. And what I mean by that is they took one aspect of the theory, and they're focused in and honed in on that and ignore every other part of it. Like literally, it's just strictly about relationships and us not being able to get these. Like that's kind of been the focal point of how it's practiced.
That's all they hear. You notice that's all they hear. That's all they hear. That's why women cannot understand the red pill. They cannot digest the red pill. That's why they have a purple pill space, because they were on my women's channel. Okay, so it was hard. I had to water down the red pill to give it to them, so they could understand it. They can't. Most women cannot digest the red pill. Okay, she can't digest it. She tries. God bless her soul. She tries. Her worldview cannot let anything else in except what black men actually saying about black women. Okay, she can't. She can't digest it. Even when other women are saying the same things that we're saying, she still can't digest it.
Just in black spaces for the most part, in mass.
No, I disagree with that summation, and here's why. These people know damn well what they're doing, what they're showing up to, how much action that they put in, how much time they actually put into actually dealing with anything. I put the blame squarely on the people who don't have results. Squarely.
What results do you have, Negro? Okay, you asking for the show and proof? I ain't never. I ain't never heard you with kids. Okay, I ain't never heard what you've been through. Did you get divorced? Did you have kids? You go through the child support system? Okay, we have Dead Set Anime. Man was married. He's got 2 kids going through court battles right now. Court battles right now, and he's not the only one. Got a bunch of guys just like that. Okay, that come online, that still deal with women, and still have to deal with baby mama, still have to deal with the courts. Okay, bunch of guys just like that. Guys ready to commit suicide. Okay, one of my sons was married. Okay, uh, shout out to Force Window, married with 2 kids. Okay, doing well. Right, he was an electrician. Okay, red pill guy. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about because nobody likes you. They don't talk to you.
Really
What
on the people who
percentage of
never
other
tried.
people is that? Do you think that would be like what percentage of other
98%.
people? Exactly.
98%. 98%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, 98%. I mean, because here's the thing. Because, like I said, okay, let's go down some names. Fresh and Fit.
Mm-hmm.
With all this female nature, who are they dating?
Who they dating? They show you. They have scandals. They have scandals. They got 4 or 5 chicks. They got scandals about who they fucking. What are you talking about? About chicks they had to pay to get abortions. What are you talking about? But you're in the space. But you're in the space. Donovan Sharp, another red pill guy, right? His woman's right next to him while he's doing the goddamn show. But you're in the space. Rolla Tomasi's married, okay, with a kid, with a 20-year-old daughter in college, right? But you're in the space. What the fuck are you talking about? Anyhow, continuing.
The girl from the Sugar Baby website that was looking for a man. That's who I heard one of them was dating. But
Yeah, but that's my point. These are the biggest people. Like, okay,
OnlyFans models.
yeah. So what's a red pill would be covered? It would be covered if you actually had a father or uncle figure that gave a shit about your actual outcomes out here. Me, strong father figure, strong
You ain't no digger. You ain't no father. You ain't got no kids. How you a father figure? You ain't got no. You have no experience with kids.
grandfather figure, strong uncle figures, and I also have fuck nigga uncle figures as well. The cool uncle figures.
Yeah, but dude, dude, you got gray in your beard. Where are your receipts? Where are your receipts? You're talking about the experience with women. Where are your receipts? Okay. I had enough pregnancy scares more than I would like to even talk about. I don't talk about my women because, especially my the mother of my children because my kids love their mother. Okay, there's a whole lot of shit I could talk about. My kids love their mother. I can't tell you the number of drug dealers, ex women, that I dated back in the day, and the chicks that I had to go through back in the day. Okay. And the bullshit they were on back in the day, okay? Even up until when I became a monk, right? Behind the chick, back 10 years ago. Yeah, well, yeah, about 10 years ago. I had to stop dating, okay? Because I got tired. That's when I became a monk. And why I became a monk. What the fuck you talking about? How do you think I could teach them if I didn't know anything about female nature? Get the fuck out of here. Anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
My dad and my grandfather and the real uncles protected me from the Goldie the Mac ass uncles that we had in our family. So what the
Mm-hmm.
red pill is nothing but surrogate fatherhood. It is an advanced warning about how things work. Now these people know how things work, but you still got to find a level of experimentation outside of just having.
And everybody tells you that, nigga. Ain't nobody in the red pill says that that you shouldn't deal with women. Any guy, any old guy, any content creator said you got to go out and find out for yourself. You got to go out and try it. You have to go out and try it. Get off the porch. What do you think Kevin Samuels was all about, right? Getting guys that were stuck to get off the fucking porch. Okay, get dressed, learn how to date, learn how to be attractive, learn how to speak, learn how to get out there and go do what? Go find your woman. Go up and talk to her. the dating coaches that you talk to, that you went after, right? The dating coaches in the red pill space that you went after, that's all they taught. That's all they coach. They kick people in the ass to get out there. What the fuck you talking about?
Information to just parrot to people because the information is the same. The only thing they're buying in right now is the actual personalities of the people who actually keep doing the same thing over and over again. Like
But most
red
of the
pill.
content creators are only focused on relationships. When you say it's a surrogate father figure, as the father figure, if your sole focus or most of the information is going to be tied to dating and mating and not anything outside of that, not the world at large, then you're then the people underneath you, the people that's gaining information from you, they're at a disadvantage.
Okay, so
Are
here's
you
the other part.
well, before you answer that, are you asking men to put themselves at risk in a system that works against them?
I don't give a shit about their outcomes. I got my outcomes. I don't give a shit about that.
See, exactly. So why are you here? You don't give a shit about their outcomes. Why are you here? Exactly. So why are you even worried about it? Anyhow, man, if give me a 1 if you guys want to keep hearing this shit, man, or 2 if you don't, because this Negro, well, I always knew it, man. He has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Okay, have no idea. Okay, you came in 2015 and gleaned onto the space and think that you know what the fuck you're talking about, and you don't. That's the problem. Because I heard about you on Facebook. Let's put it that way. I heard about you on Facebook and how how you got flamed. Okay, how you got jumped on. All right, you got a 1. We got a 2. Anybody else? 1.5. 76. All right, man. We'll give it like a couple of more minutes, and then we'll go ahead and close it out, man. All right.
If you want to sit online and complain about bitches and super chat these motherfuckers money right and get your motherfucking money together and go somewhere else, or actually put yourself in a different social strata so that way you can deal with some different people. Like
Nigga, most of my subs, I don't know about, I don't know who do you guys actually talk to? Even the original Black Man 1.0, as we call it, 1.0, they were all college students and professionals. They weren't Pookie and Ray Ray. Okay. In fact, the vast majority of the manosphere, even today, 80% are mostly college educated and mostly professional. Now, you get some young guys that are just starting out, might be considered Pookies, maybe, okay, maybe, but most cats that come here, okay, uh, come through here because of the information. It doesn't adhere to Pookie and Ray Ray, right? That's where you get the so-called red pill adjacent sites that show videos of people doing off-color shit, right? Like TikTok videos of women acting a fool, okay, for entertainment. Okay, those are the bigger sites, but they're not part of the Black manosphere. Their first thing they'll tell you, we're not part of the Black manosphere. We don't have a whole bunch of Pookie and Ray Rays and thugs and street dudes in the Black manosphere. There should be more, but then we don't have a bunch of them. And most of those cats, if they come in, one side is Pookie and Ray Ray and street dudes, man. They get their shit together. They start driving trucks. They get trades. They learn computers, and they start making money. They start making money. That's the next step. The thing is, do we get online and tell their business? No, we don't. They do that offline, but you get emails, you get texts. I mean, I can't tell. I must have at least 50 guys, man, of my subs over a period of time that said I helped get their bachelor's, their master's, their PhD by stuff that we were doing online. What do you think all the PhDs are here in the Black manager? What do you think Kevin used to say? All right. Work 60 hours a week. Get off your ass, right? Dress, okay? Learn. Go back to school. Get a trade, all right? Elevate yourself, right? Been saying that for years, okay? But the thing is, women don't hear that message. All they hear is, and you talking about bad about Black women. Yeah, we do, okay? That's part of it. Be quiet because we have to deal with your asses, okay? That's why. Anyhow. Here's the question: what are the basic tenets of the red pill? Good question.
Like what most of these people want is they want low hanging fruit to act right. That's what it is. They don't want to lead a block. They don't want to go anywhere. They don't want to get their shit together. They don't want to build a social circle so that way they can have some shit to lose. Because when most of these people do quote unquote get their shit together, you know what they do? They go get the lowest hanging piece of fruit there, and she ends up fucking them up. And then all of a sudden, it's everybody else's fault on the planet Earth, even though they didn't work to change laws or do anything else. Again, this is a personal problem. Personal problem. This is not a society wide issue like they think it is. Because if it was that wide, the complaints wouldn't be. Because here's the thing. There's a surrogate father portion to it, and then there's the repeated gaslighting of men access to it. That's why the dating and relationship shit is actually a part of it too, is because you're never gonna get 100% of the women to act right anywhere, even in
Right.
Cambodia. Like
So
okay, so you have like women who are like in hostels and clubs, and then women who are not even allowed to even engage in those practices or those environments, and the results are quite different. But then again,
Mhm.
you got to have different shit to buy into those actual places, and I'm not talking about with money. You got to have like your character together and kind of all that other shit.
What do you
But a lot of people don't want to do that either because they want to keep these fuck nigga friends around, right? And they want to keep having these character issues and all these flawed ass human beings around, but they want some type of result that's not that.
mm, mm, mm. A shout out to the Dope Conversations podcast. He says, question, what are the basic tenets of the red pill?
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, for me,
For me,
I mean, not what it turned into. Like the tenets of the red pill is just like not getting taken advantage of within this environment.
what?
That's all it boils down to is how to operate the nomenclature on how to deal with women in this society.
No. Oh, good lord.
But
But
I
then
thought it was
again,
about more than dating and relationships.
I mean, that's what it turned into because you have a bunch of untalented men who've actually steered it toward that direction because that's the biggest way that you can get an audience. It's talking about dating and relationships.
What?
I mean, so there was a
Okay.
subversion. There was a subversion of the red pill,
What are the
right?
tenets? What?
So
What
it
are,
is actual
what are the tenets of the red pill? Answer the question, Nimnot.
information that you can practice. But if you take the information that you can practice and you kind of vulcanize it into some shit that it was never meant to be, was like talking
What are the tenets of the red pill, Nimnot?
about dating and relationships 24 hours a day, that wasn't the point of the red pill. It was to give you a
It's a,
baseline understanding
this
on
is
how
the
to operate.
bastardized version.
Yeah,
Right.
it is. Well, nigga five verse. You had it right. But like I said, but the information on its own by
What are the tenets of the red pill, Nimnot? You ain't answered the question yet.
itself, that shit can literally be taught by parents who give a fuck about their child, giving them a heads up on how to say.
All right, all right, all right, everybody. We got twos. Okay, we'll go ahead and stop it. Okay, all right. Like I said, he has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. All right. I just showed you what it is. I just showed you what it is, right? Pickup artists are part of it, right? The dating coaches, the pickup artists teach you how to sleep with women. Okay, being incognito and unbothered is the way. That's part, that's one of the ways. Unless you want to get married, some people want to have family and kids. I hate dudes when they only reduce red pill into just women. Yeah, so you too. He did state that we live here. Okay. Anyhow, okay. Where I started off by saying that you get a little bit of knowledge, and they think that they're experts, right? And we asked a direct question about what the tenets of the red pill was. Okay, he couldn't tell you. He could have boiled it down to one thing, right? If you wanted to go down to boil it down to reality. Okay, he couldn't even say that. Anybody that knows anything about the red pill, even the beginners, know what the red pill means, right? The tenet of it, right? Reality. Okay, reality without your socialization, right? The nature of reality, also the nature of women, the real nature of women. Okay, not what you think it is. Being with bang bitches around, bang niggas around the block, and have a whole bunch of baby mamas and stuff like that. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. He has no idea what the fuck he's talking. There's two men in a row talking about red pill stuff. Had no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Still don't. Okay, still don't. I was just talking to a young lady, Parisha, right? I don't know how she found me. I had to ask her how she found. She first said she found me through Kevin Samuels, and then through Kendra, okay, who was also part of my women's channel, okay. And So she popped up on my stream for fences, and we're talking about um male female relationships. Right, this is a female, right? It's not a man. Female. She asked me, what did I think was wrong with women, and black women in particular. I said they do not understand themselves. That's the problem, and they do not have people uh, out there teaching them um, about themselves. The closest person that's out there really doing red pill for women. The closest person is Kendra D, Crimson Cure, right? That is actually giving red pill knowledge to women about themselves, right? And really digging into it. What is wrong with you? Why do you do the stuff that you do? Okay. How can you get different results and responses? How can you take accountability for what you do? Okay. She's the closest one. Everybody else is telling women what they want to hear. And so they come into male spaces, right? They come into red pill spaces, go to male channels, and they hear the frustrations of what men are having currently with the bitches that they're fucking, and the bitches that they're married to, and the bitches that they're dating, right? Currently, and complaining about what they're going through in their relationships. But they're sitting on the sidelines talking about women that they never had experience with. Okay, even the guys that come on here that talk about that are virgins, right? I think his name was trying to remember the guy's name, Hammer, right? Hammer came in. He's in college, talking about banging blow up dolls, and we're telling him, man, go out and experience some women. To a man, okay, to a man. We got Officer Charles. Officer Charles is a cop, right? With raising his son as a single parent, right? And he shows you his women lined up back to back to back, right? He's in a red pill space. He makes over 100K a year. Has been doing that for the last 10 years since I've known him. What the fuck you talking about? Anyhow, I said, my grandson will probably be cruising through, yeah, in about 10 minutes. So we see if anybody has shot Cash App. So because I don't want to miss them. People donate. I do want to give them acknowledgement. Oh, Jim stuff. All right. Nope, no Cash App. So that's cool. But the thing is, when I was saying about a little bit of knowledge and how they take a little seed of knowledge and they think they're an expert and they expand it out, and he talks around himself, and he jumps in and jumps out. And what does he say? He don't give a fuck about personal problems. Why the fuck are you here? Because guess what? If you can't, if I don't care what movement you have going on, if you can't sit down and tell guys how it's going to affect them in their daily lives, it's not going to work. And if guys figure that you don't care about them, guess what? They're not going to listen to you, which is why you fail. Because you don't give a shit. You don't give a shit about the people that are listening to you. But you get on me is because I care. I care about my subs, man. I really do, man. When I get a tear, man, when a sub tells me that they use something that I told them that will help them, they started a conversation with their boss, or got them out of a ticket, or got them a promotion, or got them a degree, or stopped them from killing themselves. God damn it. Okay, I get a tear. I get a tear when a kid says, I'm glad I got this uh, because I have to use it with the girl I'm dealing with now, okay, or in my dating profile, or my date in my dating life. I get a tear because I've helped somebody. Okay, it happens all the time. I tried getting through the whole MOT stream. All of them were trying to drum up controversy and views through crazy statements. Okay. Sister George and Concrete Rose were both egging him on and playing devil's advocate. Yeah, I know it's entertainment, But the thing is, when shit happens like this, guess who gets the speaking of the devil, it's homework time. Hold on, y'all. And that was the imp himself. I had to go over it myself. I was actually MOT is really talking about himself. He really is, and that's the problem. He's talking about himself. Because what I was telling somebody. I think I was telling Dr. T. I actually came here to actually teach esoteric knowledge. Okay, I didn't come here about dating and mating. I didn't come here to tell you about female nature per se in that vein, right? Came here to actually give you esoteric knowledge. Okay, more philosophy. Okay, not politics, not money, not the daily dating and mating. Okay, but the thing is, guess what? I said, okay, that's what you're supposed to teach. What happens when you get to a space and that's not what the people need? What do? You give them what they need. So, and you teach what the people actually need, and not what you want to teach. And that's when you actually care about your subs and care about the people that are actually underneath you. Care about the people that actually watch you. Okay, what when I come here, I don't. Sometimes I have to get stuff out because things have to. I have to push stuff out there ahead of time, right? Stuff like the dark news and the fear porn. Okay, I push that stuff out because that's got to be pushed out, right? Okay, but other than that, when I come on here, I figure out, okay, what is needed today that I can talk about. What have I learned that people can actually that my subs, okay, I don't care about anybody, my subs can use. That's what I think about. Okay, and I think if they use that as a guiding post instead of and care about the people that you talk to, I think you'll be much more successful. Because most people that are successful, I don't care, even the divestors and the anti manosphere women, okay, they actually care about what their subs think and what they need or what they want, at least what they want, right? That's why they're successful. And I think the reason that he fails is because he doesn't care. But anyhow, man, I'm getting ready to get out of here. Salute to Theo Watt for jumping on the stream, defending the manosphere, and calling MOT a gynocrat. And confirmed he was. He is a gynocrat, man. He might as well be, man. Why are you over here? Why you want to be part of the manosphere? You should be on the other side. Hashtag BGS, but that is true. That is true. I'm here for the esoteric. You know what? I'm gonna start. I have to start pushing that out. In fact, I got a whole bunch of stuff that's all backed up that I need to go ahead and start pushing out, man. But you got two wars going on, you got politics going on, you got all kind of stuff going crazy, and you got to do this on a daily basis, and it always gets pushed back. Man, I haven't even had a chance. And I just Loki, the Loki episode is like 2 weeks old, man. I just watched it this morning because I can't. I don't have time for anything else. Got about 4 or 5 books that's all lined up, right? That I need to read. Okay, including some stuff that's getting ready to the next phase of what the Brookings Institute is getting ready to do as far as trying to phase in and push this pendulum back toward the middle. But we'll get into that later. But anyhow, y'all, let me uh let me get out of here, man, and let me go see what my knucklehead is doing. And yeah, but you know what? I don't deal in real life. I ain't got no women around me. I don't deal with kids. I just sit in my room and twiddle my thumbs. Okay, that's what I do. Okay, I ain't got no father energy or any grandfather energy. Right? I have no experience in this kind of stuff. If you let some people tell it. Anyhow, y'all. Eboso, where the fuck you been? MOT needs a hug. I've always respected your esoteric knowledge. With that said, do you have any content addressing Aries astrology? Okay, Ebo Sosa, I'll put my email um, in the chat. You can email me about your chart, man. Just send me your birth date and time and where you were born. In fact, I'll let everybody know when I'm getting ready to fire the lessons back up. And man, I am gonna finish this book before Thanksgiving. That's what I'm planning to do. I'm gonna finish this goddamn book before finish this my teacher's book before Thanksgiving. Because I'm tired of all this stuff piled up, man. So I'm gonna make some room. I'm gonna keep off people's panels and start doing my own work. You know, trying to keep everybody going and trying to keep everybody, um, you know, activated. So just email me there, Ebo, and I'll do your chart. Wait a minute, a guy who has 3 kids, how many grandkids, how many exes? How you do sitting in your room? Oh man, I, I, like I said, I had one of my exes from high school, man. My ex girl, she had big titties. But anyway, um, she had wrote me a letter for my birthday a few months ago. So I have to, I have to duck, man. I'm a monk. I have to tell women I'm a monk, man. I don't deal into that, man. So anyhow, y'all, let me bounce out of here. I got to go check on the knucklehead. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I have to think of what I'm back to my normal schedule tomorrow. I think I'm gonna be talking about the end of the online gender war. I think I'll do that unless something else pops up. Yeah, Parisha. Yeah, she was there. She was actually on my Patreon where she talked about that, and and she says she's been going through my content on BGS for Women, but it can be dense. That's why I used to have the live streams. Actually, break some of that down. But anyhow, let me get out of here. But I would say, Parisha, read Carolyn Mace. Her last name is MYSS. You can look her up on YouTube or get her books. She's written about 15 books. But start with Why People Don't Heal and Anatomy of the Spirit. Because she teaches esotericism, especially for women. That's what I would say. All right, folks, I'm out of here.